Right, let's see how this goes, eh? Look at that, I've just installed that OBS Studio from the wonderful App Center. Yeah, look, right, okay, what's going on here? In a few days' time, I'll have had Ubuntu 24.04 on my other laptop for 6 whole months, and not a grumble, except for the original snap updater not updating because it's a snap and because it's running, so it can't update. Usual crap. That's all been fixed in updates, so hurrah for that. And I do snap refresh anyway to do the snaps. First things first, this is Ubuntu 24.10, which is officially the 20th version of Ubuntu ever, which is why I'm trying it on the metal right here, on the other laptop. So I'm giving it a go because it's a bit nostalgic. First off though, I want to show you how to install things from the App Center without doing it the snap way. Now it defaults to this, so I'm using OBS Studio, and the first thing it comes up with is filter by snap packages, all categories. Now if you don't want to snap, click Debian and then do a search for it, and of course it hasn't got the OBS icon, has it? No, because they wouldn't have that so you recognise it, will they? No. Anyway, that's the real deal. That's what I'm using now, and yeah. The purpose of this video is not to show you around it, it's so that you can come along while I explore it to see what's happened after 20 years of Ubuntu-ness and canonicalness. Sounds lame, doesn't it? Anyway, if you're interested, sit back and watch, and maybe crack a beer. Not sponsored. While we have a look around. So yeah, this is the App Center, is it not? Yes, it blooming is. And look, featured snaps, discover more. No, I don't want any more snaps. It comes with a few anyway, and you don't get a choice with it. And it's a pain in the Harris, but doable to get rid of them. But look, this is Ubuntu. This is basically your starter distro. So you leave it as it is and just get on with it. See if it works for you. I've found 24.04 does work for me, regardless of the snaps. They have sped up. They're not so laggy. They're not so bulky, and you can dodge as many as you possibly can. You're just stuck with the ones that they give you to start with, pretty much. Okay, enough of that rubbish. So here I am, I'm having a look around. It's 24.10. What's so special about this? Well, if we check on here, first off, it's got a startup tone as well. So, is it on this bit? Yeah, it's time. No, you see, look, I'm exploring at the same time as you, right? Okay. Notification, system. Oh, well, let's have a little look for startup. Well, no, it doesn't even let me say it. I say unless it's sort of sound settings, unless it's got it here. Wi-Fi no problem, network absolutely fine, Bluetooth everything just works, of course it does, displays everything just works, sound, over amplification, blah 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 blah. There we go, startup sound. So I wonder if it will play it again if I turn it off and turn it on again. No. Well, that's a shame. You're going to miss out on that. But if you try and install this yourself or even run it live, you'll get it. So it's quite nice. I kind of enjoy startup sounds. I like it. Yeah, it's charging up. All your usual stuff. Let's go appearance. Okay, so here we go. Because it's 20 years since Warty Warthog, which would have been 4.10. They've got similar background to remind you that it's been 20 years of Ubuntu. kind of nice, if you like that. And you can have it so, what have we got here? Right, well you see these, well that's supposed to be orange. That can't be right. Let's get something else open. Files. No? Where's the orange? Maybe it's on something else. Have we got anything else? What comes with it? Now I've installed this with the default apps and not the whole shebang, so there's no LibreOffice and things like that, so stupid me. It's got nothing to really show you anything on. Huh, interesting. Anyway, you can change the highlight to warty brown, and that's given us a different theme up here. And oh yeah, there you go, there's your colour hinting as the warty brown. So this is, can we go dark warty brown? Yeah, no I can't. It's a bit muddy, isn't it? That's not good. Anything here? No, I guess it's just in the actual interface. Let's do the settings again. No, not even there. Wow, weird. Yeah, bunch of wallpapers. You know, lots of, well, I don't even know what this version's called. It'll tell us, won't it? System. Will it? About. No. As you see, we are using Wayland. Well, I can fix that. Not a fan of Wayland. So this is the machine we're running it on. It's an HP laptop 15S FQ4 something with 8GB RAM, 11th gen, Intel Core i5 with Intel Xeon graphics and 250GB SSD. Ubuntu 24.10, 64-bit, GNOME 47 using Wayland and the Linux 6.11.09 generic kernel. Works alright, doesn't it? Don't work too bad. Don't look too bad. I don't know whether I like that brown or not. I suppose it looks okay, doesn't it? It looks sort of alright. Show home folder. Oh yeah, you've got home folder on the desktop there. Don't need that. Don't want it on the desktop. Panel mode. The dock extends to the screen edge. Turn it off and it doesn't. Oh, that's a thing. Not sure you can do that on the other one. You can change its position on screen. So let's put it at the bottom. Oh, now it looks pretty much standard GNOME, doesn't it? That's pretty good. I've not even looked on my 2404 whether you can do that. I like it like that. Change your icon size, shrink it all down, tiny. 32 generally sorts me out quite happily without being too much of a infringement of the screen space. Configure dock behavior. Show volumes and devices, include unmounted volumes, blah blah blah. Show trash, there's your trash. I've just run some updates on it anyway. I had about 200 meg of updates. I'm going to change that wallpaper. Gonna have to. Default. Shall I go black? So that's kind of like the black version of the real deal. Which this is the default one, as you've seen. There you go. Yeah, I'll go with the black one. I think nice and serious. Meaning business. Let's do things. Let's not stare at the screen all day. It's been a long time since I've done a Linux video. I might do another one in a little while. So, because I've just put Antics on, the latest version of Antics, and that's pretty damn good. That uses on first boot, sitting at idle without opening anything at about 230 meg of RAM. Should we have a look what this is using? Albeit bearing in mind that we're using an awful lot with the OpenBox OBS Studio. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you just do that, don't you? System monitor. Right, we are using 2.7 gig of RAM. So you could instantly knock off 2.3 gig of that RAM for antics. Yeah. Why do we need to use all that RAM? But then again, RAM's there to be used, and if this gives it back when the program needs it, that's fair enough. It doesn't matter how much it uses it idle. So let's have a look at the processes. OBS is using 411 meg. So if we go back to the resources, 411 meg off that, so that leaves 2.2 gigs of RAM, which is basically 1.95 gigs more than Antics. Although this is a bit prettier, I'll give it that. I'm not sure that I'm going to keep this on here for any great length of time. I was just curious to have a look at it. And now I have. I'm probably going to keep it on a couple of months or so, maybe, or until I find something else that looks a bit more interesting. It was just curiosity. But I don't really use this particular laptop very much anyway. The 2404 one has been out and about with me, as you've seen in previous videos. It's been to the pub with me, so I can update over their Wi-Fi before we got our internet connected here. Yeah, it's been out and about, but the downside with a system like this and the machines that they're on is their battery life is not good. Not good. It's really, really not good, especially by comparison with other things. If you're out and about and you've got a laptop, you can probably expect 2, 3, maybe 4 hours at a push if you're not watching videos or using the Wi-Fi too much, of battery life on a fairly modern machine like these, which is why I got one of these. It's not pink, it's gold. It's gold, right? This gives me up to 10 hours of battery life. That's why I use that. Anyway, that's enough of this. I really don't know what else I can show you. You've seen the kernel, you've seen the version of GNOME that it is. You've seen how to install things that aren't snaps. Yeah, oh, you can look for your additional drivers. Bum bum bum. None are in use. It still says it's searching. Perhaps it is. I don't know. Are you? Yeah, the fan's spinning up, so it must be. Shall I leave it doing that for a minute? Okay, because it will say, won't it? There might be something for the Wi-Fi. What else have we got going on here? Image viewer, power statistics, settings, startup applications, where you can add extra things to use up even more of your RAM when you boot up first time. That probably came in with that. I didn't install it myself. You got the security center. What does that do? App permissions. Ooh. Strictly confined apps will ask you before accessing files and folders. I think this is to do with snaps. You can manage other permissions in settings, applications, learn more. What are you going to tell me more? Yeah, this tells you it all, doesn't it? I've not set the Firefox up yet. Introduction, permissions prompt in. There's a bonus update ahead of the main September post. I want to switch things up a bit and introduce the experiment of a new feature landing on Ubuntu 24.10 daily soon. Permissions prompting is a critical tool for privacy and security conscious users to control, manage and understand the behaviour of applications running on their machine. except for Canonical's little daemons that run in the background. This implementation presents a significant step forward in application security and distinguishes itself from traditional XDG desktop portals by enabling fine-grained access control over unmodified binaries without requiring changes to the application code. By leveraging Ubuntu's AppArmor implementation, we love AppArmor, don't we? Prompting enforces sandboxing and mediates access to the system call level to ensure that every action is tightly controlled and subject to user consent, even for applications that are entirely unaware of this mediation. The Snapd security and desktop teams at Canonical, there you go, have collaborated closely over a number of years to bring this feature to life, and they're excited to deliver an initial opt-in to 2410 focused on home interface permissions so that we can refine the experience based on your feedback. Blah 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 blah. This is them doing it here. Two city components, blah blah blah, prompting seek client and desktop security center. Yeah, so it's basically for snaps. So it is opt-in, so I shan't bother. So is this still looking? No, it's just saying no additional drivers available. That means it's put them all in when I was installing it. What else have we got here? Calculator, interesting. Software and updates, that's where you set your repositories and stuff. Any others? Oracular, what is it? Oracular, I don't know. See, I don't even know. Oriole or something, isn't it? Oracular Oriole. No additional drivers, developer options, pre-released updates, Oracular proposed, authentication, so there's the keys, updates, all updates down, blah blah blah, for any new version, Ubuntu software, yeah, server for the United Kingdom, yeah, close, thank you. So this is the software updater, which does a quick check. Yep, this software on this computer is up to date. That will update your debs. I'm not sure if that updates your snap stuff or not. What I generally do is this, get a terminal open, is I do this, snap refresh, and hit enter, and then my password. It didn't ask me to do sudo. Okay, all snaps up to date. So that's how I update my snaps, and it seems to be the best way to do it for me. It works for me. Oh, let's go back to that again, and let's see how many we've got. Let's go big. Ooh, I'm surrounded by purple. Snap list. Yeah, so we've got Bear, whatever that is, Core 22, Desktop Security Center, Firefox Updater, GNOME 422204, GTK Common Themes, Prompting Client, Snap Store, Snapd, and Snapd Desktop Integration. That's a lot of Snap stuff, isn't it? And probably a little bit more than we had on 2404. Pretty much sure that we got Snapd, Snap Store, Common Themes, the GNOME one. Firmware updated? Probably not. Firefox. Yeah, not quite as many as that. I will have to have a look at that when I have another little look at 2404. So yeah. But it's not running too bad. I mean, it's not necessary to worry about how much RAM it's using when it starts up, as long as it gives you enough for your software, and if your software demands more, it will give you more system RAM back to run those apps. I mean, it doesn't really matter what it sits at, does it? As long as it's not overheating or chewing up too many battery resources. So yeah, it's an interesting little thing. Is it worth upgrading to from 2404? I wouldn't say so. You only get 9 months on this one anyway before it goes tits up, or lets you update to the next, which will be 2504, won't it? The next short-term release one. So 2404 you get 5 years. These interim ones between the 2-year intervals, they're all 9-month support. Alright, that'll do for that. yeah, there's not really much else to say. Everything's the latest version of GNOME-ness, and that's what I'm recording now. I wonder if I can get effects. Should we have a little look for effects? See, this is completely rehearsed, as you can tell, yeah? Totally. What do we got? Ubuntu desktop, auto hide, panel wide, advanced tiling, no. Is it appearance? No. Okay, I guess that's it. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to end it here. Thanks for watching. If you got this far, thanks very much. If you didn't, you ain't going to hear me swear at you, are they? End of.